Eine Sternstunde im Europapokal. Edgar Schmidt, das ist nicht möglich.
Da ist VfB Schwein in der Bundesliga. Dieser Gräfe ist ein Rieser.
Der gibt den Hafer. Und wie?
Hallo, servus, guten Morgen, guten Abend, liebe KSC-Fans. Hier spricht der Niklas und ihr hört eine weitere Folge unseres KSC-Fan-Podcasts, die Wildpark Bruddler. Es ist Dienstagabend, 20.34 Uhr mittlerweile und gerade eben haben wir eine neue Folge aufgenommen, beziehungsweise den ersten Teil und nehmen jetzt den weiteren Teil auf. Boris sitzt schon da und wippt mit seinem Guinness fröhlich hin und her, denn wir hatten gerade ein wirklich sehr tolles Gespräch mit unserem Innenverteidiger Daniel Shaughnessy oder Shaughnessy.
Also jetzt hast du mich erwischt, ich trinke gerade an dem Guinness.
Ja, aber dafür ist es ja da, oder?
Wer es gesehen hat, ein kleiner Teaser für euch, um das ein bisschen interessant darzustellen. Vielleicht, ja gut, der eine oder andere hat es erraten, das gebe ich denen auf jeden Fall. Ja, die Folge war mega nice, also ihr könnt euch auf was freuen. Wir haben sie natürlich auf Englisch aufgenommen und wie ich finde, Daniel ist ein sehr feiner Typ, ihr könnt euch auf was freuen. Und vor allem natürlich, wenn er wieder auf dem Platz ist, wie wir ja finden, ein super Verteidiger. Und es hat mir mega Spaß gemacht, dir auch, Niklas, ne?
Ja, mega. Also richtig cooler Typ, echt toll, dass wir das Privileg haben, hier auch ab und zu mit Spielern aufzunehmen. Wirklich, wirklich cool und wirklich ein ganz netter Zeitgenosse. Ich würde mich gerne mal mit dem abends irgendwie auf ein Bier treffen. Er hat uns erzählt, Bier ist jetzt nicht so sein Ding, was irgendwie komisch ist, weil er auch irgendwie halb irre ist. Aber gut, ich meine, das hört ihr dann später im Interview. Aber richtig nicer Kerl, also richtig nicer Dude. Hätte ich mich gerne mal mit ihm getroffen, so, um mit ihm zu schnacken. Das war jetzt echt sehr kurzweilig. Und ja. Genau, das Gespräch wollen wir euch natürlich nicht vorenthalten. Das hört ihr gleich. Aber wir wollen natürlich auch an der Stelle auch erstmal noch ein bisschen über das reden, was beim KSC gerade so passiert. Denn es sind ja knapp 2 Wochen jetzt vergangen, oder sogar ein bisschen mehr, seitdem wir die letzte Folge aufgenommen haben und wollen euch natürlich erstmal auf den aktuellsten Stand bringen und deswegen steigen wir jetzt erstmal ein mit den KSC-News. Ja, besser hätten wir eigentlich unsere Folge gar nicht timen können, Boris, denn just heute wurde es announced und bekannt gegeben. Der KSC bekommt einen weiteren Innenverteidiger. Ich glaube, es ist dann der 8. im Kader. Korrigiere mich, wenn ich da falsch liege. Wir haben schon so viele. Ich glaube, wir hatten noch nie so viele Innenverteidiger gefühlt. Bis Ende der Saison wird Stefan Ambrosius vom HSV uns verstärken. Der Innenverteidiger kommt zu uns als Laie bis Saisonende. Der 23 Jahre junge Ghanaer will sich wahrscheinlich auch nochmal in den Fokus der Nationalmannschaft spielen, denn es steht ja am Ende des Jahres ein Turnier an, das ich boykottieren werde, aber er hat anscheinend Bock drauf. Ja, es war zu lesen, dass wahrscheinlich beim Gehalt da nochmal echt ein bisschen nachgeschärft wurde. Das Gerücht ist ja schon ein bisschen älter, also wir hatten auch schon mal drüber gesprochen, dass er im Raum stand. Boris, was glaubst du? War das jetzt smart, nochmal einen Innenverteidiger zu holen? Weil irgendwann kommen ja auch alle wieder zurück, die dann fit werden, inklusive Daniel.
Ja, also smart ist es auf einer Seite schon, weil ich meine, wir haben nur 1,5 Innenverteidiger, die aktuell fit sind. Gordon hat sich ja
1,5
vermeintlich einen Muskelfaserriss zugezogen, der dann trotzdem noch mit Schmerztabletten gespielt hat oder ohne, ich weiß es gar nicht, würde mich mal interessieren. Aber wir haben natürlich gesehen, dass wir trotzdem weiterhin Gegentore fressen. Und ich glaube, wir können nicht weiterhin drauf spekulieren, dass Gordon immer weiterspielt mit Schmerzen oder so. Man darf auch nicht vergessen, du hast natürlich Trainingseinheiten von Eichner, die sind auch nicht so einfach. Und wenn er sich jetzt verletzt, dann haben wir nur Marcel Franke als Innenverteidiger. Ja, Kobalt kommt zurück. Ja, Irorere ist auf der Platz oder bei der Platzreha. Ja, Shaughnessy ist bald wieder auf dem Platz. Das werdet ihr später hören. Aber ich finde, man hat sich da einen Spieler geholt, der interessant ist. Ich glaube, wir haben jetzt oft genug darüber gesprochen, dass wir immer wieder so ein schlechtes Händchen bewiesen haben, was so Spieler angeht, mit einer langen Verletztenliste. Das war ja bei Stefan Ambrosius genauso der Fall. Aber es hieß ja von ganz vielen HSV-Fans, die uns ja auch geschrieben haben und gesagt haben, ey, ihr könnt euch auf einen richtig guten Innenverteidiger freuen. Wenn der fit ist, dann kann der was. Und das gibt mir ein bisschen so Sebastian Jung-Vibes, weil wir haben ja Sebastian Jung auch bei uns und wir mögen ihn sehr. Der ist ein guter Spieler, hat sich auch jetzt gegen Sandhausen natürlich wieder bewiesen nach seinem ersten Einsatz nach fast einem Jahr. Auch wenn du eine lange Verletztenliste hast, kannst du trotzdem noch wieder zu deiner Stärke zurückkommen, wenn du voll fit bist. Und Kreuzer sagte ja auch bei Ambrosius, das ist so eine Win-Win-Situation oder Situation. Er möchte sich für die WM sozusagen zeigen für Ghana. Er ist ja Deutsch-Ghana, hat sich aber natürlich entschieden, für Ghana zu spielen. Das bedeutet, er wird immer 100% geben, weil das ist sein Ziel und das hilft uns natürlich auch. Und er war jetzt schon lange beim HSV im Mannschaftstraining und ja, wir sind jetzt nicht wirklich befreundet mit dem Verein auf Fanbasis, aber wenn du vom HSV kommst, dann zeigt es ja schon irgendwie, dass du Fußball spielen kannst und ich bin mir sicher, dass Ambrosis uns verstärken wird. Wir haben vorhin ein bisschen drüber gesprochen in den letzten Folgen, auch bei KSC 360, dass er ja angeblich 500.000 verdienen soll. Jetzt habe ich neulich gelesen, dieses Gehalt soll irgendwie geteilt werden, dass der HSV einen Teil zahlt, wahrscheinlich den größten Teil und der KSC den Rest. Von dem her, ich freue mich auf ihn. Er ist ein junger Spieler, er ist wieder fit, er ist im Mannschaftstraining, er ist voll genesen und wir haben ja auch schon ein paar Videos gesehen von ihm. Der hat sich da richtig gut reingehauen und ich finde, dass er uns auf jeden Fall verstärken kann und jetzt ist natürlich die Frage, ob er auch schon gleich spielt gegen Regensburg, weil ich bin jetzt mal ganz ehrlich, und sorry, Eiche, wenn du mir zuhörst, aber wenn er jetzt nicht spielt am Wochenende, dann verstehe ich die Welt nicht mehr. Weil ich glaube, wir haben einen geholt, der auf jeden Fall spielen soll. Es hieß ja vorher auch, wenn wir einen holen, dann muss er sofort Startelf bereit sein. Er muss die Liga kennen, er soll uns sofort helfen. Und ich finde, mit Stefan Ambrosis haben wir uns einen geholt, der auf jeden Fall helfen kann. Jetzt haben wir natürlich die Situation, wir haben 8 Innenverteidiger auf dem Papier. Wenn wir jetzt nach der Winterpause wieder anfangen,
schon viel.
Sind das viele. Und wir haben es oft betitelt, Niklas, ne? Wir wollen irgendwie dafür sorgen, was heißt dafür sorgen? Wir würden es gern haben, dass wir mit einer Dreierkette spielen, beziehungsweise Fünferkette, je nachdem, wie du es sehen möchtest. Und wenn du halt 8 Innenverteidiger hast, das heißt, wenn du es doppelt besetzt, hast du dann 6, dann macht das schon irgendwo Sinn. Weil es kann immer mal wieder passieren, dass einer ausfällt oder wenn wir im Pokal wieder weiterkommen, dann hast du wieder eine, in Anführungsstrichen, Doppelbelastung. Die Liga ist sowieso sehr schwierig. Ich kann mir auch vorstellen, dass vielleicht ein Felix Ihorere oder ein Mirkovic verliehen wird im Winter. Müssen wir sehen, was passiert. Wir haben viele Innenverteidiger, aber wir müssen darauf achten, dass wir diese Saison in der Liga bleiben. Und das ist nicht nur wichtig, dass wir nicht nur vorne die Tore machen, sondern dass wir hinten auch weniger kassieren, weil wir haben die meisten Tore kassiert bis jetzt. Wir sind die Schießbude der Liga, das muss aufhören. Ja. Das muss aufhören und es gab eine kleine Finanzspritze, so habe ich das wenigstens verstanden und mit Stefan Ambrosis haben wir uns, wie gesagt, einen geholt, der Ambitionen hat, der uns mit seiner Motivation helfen wird und willkommen in Karlsruhe und ich bin einer der Ersten, der sagt, dem Typ gebe ich eine Chance.
Absolut, eine Chance sollte man jedem Spieler geben. Natürlich haben wir auch euch gefragt, wie ihr den Transfer findet und ihr habt ja uns ja auch teilweise auf Social Media schon einiges dazu geschrieben. Natürlich ist es nachvollziehbar, dass der eine oder andere vielleicht skeptisch ist, denn wer sich seine Verletzungshistorie mal anschaut, die ist auch nicht gering, kommt jetzt auch aus einer Kreuzbandverletzung raus, die ist allerdings schon seit Anfang des Jahres laboriert, also fertig. Er hatte dann einfach nur noch Trainingsrückstand und kommt aktuell an der gesetzten Innenverteidigung einfach nicht vorbei und will einfach Spielpraxis sammeln. Ich denke, da hat man sich, wie du es gerade angedeutet hast, bei den Vereinen einfach auch bei dem Gehalt dann nochmal irgendwie geeinigt, denn der Spieler ist wahrscheinlich auf den HSV zugegangen und hat gesagt, so Leute, ich will spielen, die brauchen jemanden und da kann ich einfach in einer guten Liga Praxis sammeln. Ja, ich wäre auch bei dir. Ich würde mich jetzt auch ein bisschen wundern, wenn ihr jetzt dann doch nicht spielt gegen Regensburg. Die Frage ist, ob es gleich volle 90 Minuten sind oder aber eine Halbzeit macht oder wie man es auch immer aufteilt. Fakt ist, dass ein Gordy einfach keine 90 Minuten auch mehr gehen kann, was total normal ist in dem Alter. Was mir jetzt noch ein bisschen positive Vibes gegeben hat, ist, dass ein sehr guter Freund von mir, der HSV-Fan ist, obwohl er HSV-Fan ist, ist ein sehr guter Freund von mir, wir können das sehr gut trennen, mir geschrieben hat und mir gratuliert hat zu dem Transfer. Also der hat zu mir gesagt, das ist eine richtige Kampfsau. Wir können uns da echt auf einen starken Innenverteidiger freuen, der mit seinen 23 Jahren echt schon was auf dem Kasten hat. Ja, und ich bin einfach nur gespannt. Ich finde, eine Chance sollte man jedem geben. Skepsis ja, aber bitte nicht gleich den Transfer von vornherein verfluchen. Und natürlich ist es auch irgendwo problematisch, dass wir jetzt einfach eine hohe Anzahl Innenverteidiger haben, aber es geht einfach darum, im Hier und Jetzt erfolgreich zu sein und jetzt versuchen, mit dieser verletzten Serie so gut wie möglich umzugehen und einfach bis zur Winterpause einfach nochmal genügend Punkte zu sammeln, um einfach gar nicht erst da unten reinzurutschen, denn das wäre ja auch fatal. Deswegen, bleiben wir der Sache einfach mal optimistisch und geben dem Jungen eine Chance und wir sind sehr gespannt, wie sich das weiterentwickelt. wollen wir mal noch über das Sportliche reden, denn wir haben uns jetzt ja seit dem vergangenen Auswärtsspiel in Fürth nicht mehr zu Wort gemeldet. Der KSC hat seinen ersten Zähler geholt. Es war ein Freitagabendspiel am 5. August 1:1 bei der Spielvereinigung Greuther Fürth. Hätte ich von vornherein eigentlich unterschrieben, aber es hat mich dann doch natürlich geärgert, weil das Abseitstor war doch schön rausgespielt am Ende, ne? Also ich meine, erste Halbzeit ist so gut wie nichts passiert, wenn wir das nochmal kurz analysieren wollen. Und ich finde, wir sind da eigentlich, eigentlich mit dem Remis erstmal ganz gut bedient auch. Die Fürther genauso, die wollten ihm auch nicht so richtig. Es war so ein bisschen, antasten auf einem ganz niedrigen Niveau. Die sind ja selber auch wirklich schlecht in die Runde gestartet. Dann gehen sie durch eine gute Einzelleistung in Führung. Wichtig, dass wir durch den Elfmeter ausgleichen können. Stark geschossen von Marvin Wanicek. Und bitter hinten raus, dass der wirklich gelungene Angriff, wie ich finde, ich glaube, Diego war es, war da leicht im Abseits bei dem Pass auf Wanne, der das Ding in die Maschen zimmert und dann leider zurückgepfiffen wurde.
Digga, das war ein Bundesliga-reifes Tor, wenn das kein Abseits gewesen wäre. Ich fand, das war der beste Angriff, den wir seit, Monaten gezeigt haben. Hat mich geärgert, dass der Videoschiedsrichter das zurückgenommen hat. Aber klar, der Videoschiedsrichter hat uns aber auch den Elfmeter geschenkt. Ne? Also das ist so ein Geben und Nehmen manchmal. So ist das im Fußball. Von dem her, mit dem Punkt müssen wir zufrieden sein. Ich glaube, es ist wichtig, nochmal uns daran zu erinnern, wie eng diese Liga ist. Ich habe jetzt echt keinen Bock, nochmal den Eichner zu zitieren.
Das kostet jetzt, Boris.
Das kostet, ne? Aber es ist halt echt so. Und diese Saison vor allem ist für mich ja ein Punkt wie ein Sieg. Weil ich sag's euch, Leute, wenn jetzt die Liga Richtung Endspurt geht im April und im Mai, dann werdet ihr sehen, dieser Punkt wird Gold wert sein gegen Fürth. Und ich finde, die Mannschaft, auch wenn wir da den Sieg nicht geholt haben, vor allem in der zweiten Halbzeit hat die Mannschaft 1000% gegeben. Die haben sich in alle Zweikämpfe gehauen. Ja. Da hat keiner nachgelassen. Es war jetzt nicht so ein Larifari-Spiel und das hat mir irgendwie Mut gemacht. Und ich finde, das war auch wichtig zu sehen, dass die Mannschaft sagt, ja, wir nehmen den Kampf an. Fürth hat ja auch gar keinen einfachen Start gehabt, ja, auch diese Derby-Niederlage gegen Nürnberg, das war ja bei denen ganz tief in den Knochen. Die Fans haben angefangen zu pfeifen und so und das ist ja irgendwie auch was Gutes, weil das hilft uns. Wir sind ja auch in keiner einfachen Situation, ne? Aber ein 1:1, ein guter Kampf. Ich glaube, das hat uns auch ein bisschen diese Positivität, diese Vibes gegeben, beim nächsten Spiel gegen Sandhausen zu Hause können wir was mitnehmen, wenn wir genau dieselbe Leistung abrufen. Und Niklas, was ist denn passiert im letzten Heimspiel?
Genau das ist nämlich passiert. Ich habe es mir im Real Life angeschaut. Ich konnte es leider nicht live sehen, aber ich habe mir ein paar Stunden danach die vollen 90 Minuten gegeben. Und genau das ist passiert. Also zuallererst vielleicht noch erwähnenswert, dass Daniel Gordon zuerst es die Hiobsbotschaft gab, dass auch er ausfällt verletzt und mit einem Muskelfaserriss laboriert und nicht spielen kann. Und dann stand auf einmal doch in der Startelf. Da haben wir uns beide schon erstmal verdutzt angeschaut, als die Meldung kam. Aber es ist irgendwie gut gegangen am Ende, denn wir haben das Ding gewonnen. Also Heimspiel, erster Heimsieg gegen Sandhausen, ganz wichtig erstmal. Und was ich auch finde, du hast es mir erzählt und ich habe es mir hinterher natürlich auch dann in den kompletten 90 Minuten nochmal angeschaut und selber gesehen, selbst nach dem 0:1 Rückstand, also sehr gut sah da unser Gersi leider nicht aus, auch wenn der Schuss natürlich fulminant war, aber ins kurze Eck ist immer ein bisschen schwierig, da muss der Goalie eigentlich haben. Aber selbst dann haben wir nicht aufgesteckt und die Mannschaft hat einfach alles gegeben und ich muss sagen, davor ziehe ich echt meinen Hut. Also vor dieser Moral, vor dieser Einsatzbereitschaft, vor diesem Willen, von diesem unbändigen Willen, daheim vor einer geilen Kulisse. Der Wildpark war echt wieder laut, so habe ich es zumindest über die Fernsehbilder wahrgenommen, sich wirklich reinzuhängen, obwohl man halt schon wieder einem Rückstand hinterherläuft, was ja wirklich keine neue Situation für uns ist, leider Gottes.
Das stimmt und ich vermisse den Wildpark. Ich war jetzt schon eine Weile nicht mehr in Karlsruhe und ich versuche es natürlich demnächst wieder zu schaffen. Aber ich sag's immer wieder, dass die Fans, die wir haben, die auf der Wand stehen und trotzdem Vollgas geben, auch wenn wir zurückliegen, also ich weiß nicht, das ist einfach dieser 12. Mann, der so Spiele drehen kann. Und wir sind irgendwie zusammen eine Mannschaft. Das muss man sich so vorstellen. Also das kam mir live im Fernsehen so rüber als 1:0 Rückstand, aber die sind noch lauter geworden, die haben weitergemacht. Es gab mal Zeiten vor ein paar Jahren, da wurde sofort schon gepfiffen nach dem 0-1. Aber ich finde, es ist auch irgendwo wichtig, dass auch nicht nur die Spieler, sondern wir Fans diese Situation halt auch annehmen und sagen, so, das wird nicht leicht. Ja. Und wir nehmen das an und wir versuchen, die Mannschaft nach vorne zu peitschen. Und das hat auch funktioniert. Und
genau, das hat Eiche ja auch auf der PK gesagt, ne? Also er hat auch gesagt, das war das Quote über der PK, by the way. Genau dass der Wildpark da ist und dass die Zuschauer und das komplette Stadion an die Truppe glaubt. Und dann können Spiele gedreht werden, wie wir gesehen haben.
Genau, und ich finde, diese Heimspiele, die werden enorm wichtig, weil es wird nicht leicht, auch mit der aktuellen Kadersituation, mit den ganzen Verletzten. Das heißt, jedes Heimspiel müssen wir dafür sorgen, dass wir Fans, also ich wäre gern da, aber dass jeder Fan natürlich auch seine Leistung abruft. Ja, das ist wichtig. Das haben die Jungs auch gegen wen war das Heimspiel? Magdeburg auch gemacht. Und gegen Sandhausen. Und ich finde, das wird immer besser. Wir sind alle neu. Es gibt immer noch Leute, die vielleicht sagen, ich muss noch mal einen Platz auf der Südtribüne finden. Aber du siehst, dass es klappt und dass diese Kurve, sobald das Stadion komplett fertig ist und die Gegengerade richtig Vollgas gibt, dass das uns wirklich dass das uns einen Vorteil bringt. Dann wird jeder Gegner leiden. Und ich finde, das ist wichtig. Und das hast du auch gesehen. Sandhausen ist mit Sicherheit nicht gewohnt, bei sich zu Hause auf diesem Sportplatz da gegen so eine Wand zu spielen. Und es war
Kartoffellager, wo die Kicke.
Die Hinterwälder, ey. Aber ja, wie gesagt, ich fand das einfach geil, dass, wie gesagt, auch die Mannschaft diesen Kampf angenommen hat und gesagt hat, ey, wir machen weiter, wir lassen uns nicht runterkriegen. Und gegen Fürth war es ja auch schon so, dass unsere Leute in einer hohen Zahl dabei waren. Ich glaube, 1300 oder so waren da. Die Choreografie und so weiter nach der Halbzeit und immer weitergemacht und zusammen gefeiert. Und ich finde einfach, dass auch dieses 1-1 gegen Fürth uns diesen Schwung gegeben hat, weil, wollen wir mal ehrlich sein, wir haben in der Preseason nicht wirklich Erfolgserlebnisse feiern können. Und als Spieler hast du kein Selbstvertrauen. Und dann musst du halt klein anfangen. Und wenn du ein 1-1 erzielst gegen einen Bundesliga-Absteiger, dann ist das halt der Anfang. Und du musst dir aus so Situationen einfach diese Kraft ziehen und sagen, so, beim nächsten Spiel gehen wir jetzt auf die volle 3 Punkte zu. Und das haben wir gemacht gegen Sandhausen. Und Sandhausen ist jetzt nicht so schlecht in die Liga gestartet. Auch die haben gegen Düsseldorf zum Beispiel
gegen Düsseldorf gewonnen.
Richtig. Ja. Und das muss man auch erstmal schaffen, weil Düsseldorf hat natürlich ganz andere Qualitäten als wir. So ehrlich muss man sein.
Zählen für mich Top-3-Kandidat eindeutig.
Absolut ins erste Drittel der Liga. Aber dieser Sieg gegen Sandhausen, ich glaube, das war vielleicht so der Dosenöffner oder der genannte geplatzte Knoten, wie ihr das sehen wollt. Und ich habe mich sehr, sehr gefreut. Nicht nur für uns als Fans, weil wir sagen,
kriegt heute richtig Zuwachs,
richtig Zuwachs, Alter. Also wir hier Spendierhosen haben wir an, ne? Zum Wohl erstmal. Ich trinke noch mal kurz. Aber
es wird teuer heute.
Es wird teuer, aber ey, ist mir scheißegal, weil die ersten 3 Punkte sind im Sack. Und auch die 3 Punkte werden Gold wert sein am Ende der Saison. Und nicht nur das, sondern es ist unheimlich wichtig für die Köpfe, für die Mannschaft. Und jetzt gegen Regensburg, die sind auch sehr gut gestartet. Das hat keiner von uns gedacht am Wochenende, ne, dass wir gegen die spielen auswärts und die sind da oben mit dabei. Mal wieder wie letztes Jahr. Auch das wird ein schweres Spiel. Und auch da brauchen wir natürlich wieder alle Auswärtsfans, die zahlreich erscheinen werden da in Regensburg. Aber 3-2, vor allem wie wir es gemacht haben und vor allem die Bank, die Joker, Niklas. Wer ist denn da alles reingekommen, die dann auf einmal das Spiel gedreht haben?
Cueto und Rapp haben das Spiel gedreht. Eichners Joker konnten stechen. Also erstmal natürlich folgerichtig, um in der Chronologie zu bleiben. Der Ausgleich von Malik Batma zwar vielleicht auch leicht abgefälscht, aber das Tor haben wir halt absolut erzwungen. Also da war eine richtige Druckphase. Da haben wir einfach alles nach vorne geworfen und richtig gute Chancen uns rausgearbeitet. Da hätte es auch schon 2-1 stehen können. Nehmen dann nochmal durch einen wirklichen Lapsus hinten in der Verteidigung das 1-2 hin, nach einem, ich glaube, einem Freistoß in der eigenen Hälfte von Sandhausen, fliegt der Ball über alle drüber und keiner fühlt sich für Kutucu verantwortlich. Der kann dann zum 2-1 vollenden, aber was die Mannschaft dann abgezogen hat, das war halt schon wirklich allererste Sahne. Was mich wirklich gefreut hat, was wirklich außergewöhnlich war, dass Sebi Jung wieder reinkam und sein Comeback bekommen hat, ist dann eingewechselt worden für Marco Tiede. Und er natürlich dann auch der Vorbereiter fürs 2:1. Simone Rapp mit seinem ersten Pflichtspieltor in der zweiten Liga. Sehenswerter Kopfball vom Elfmeterpunkt, wirklich sehr gut platziert, nach feiner Flanke von Sebi Jung von rechts. Eich hat auch gesagt auf der PK, ja, aus der Distanz macht den nicht jeder rein. Ich glaube, da hat einfach Rapp nochmal seine Qualitäten aufblitzen lassen. Das, worin er richtig gut ist im Kopfballspiel, wurde ja vorher von der Presse schon auch ziemlich übel angegangen, finde ich. Also,
das kann ich auch nicht
verstehen. Ich habe da irgendwo
Niklas.
mal gelesen, ja, da habe ich irgendwo mal gelesen, er rennt rum wie Falschgeld. Also, ich meine, hallo Leute, rafft euch mal, es ist der 3. Spieltag, natürlich funktioniert keiner von Anfang an. Also, das fand ich auch schon ein bisschen drunter, muss ich sagen.
Aber nicht nur das.
Und das hilft vor allem halt auch keinem, ja. Also ich meine, deutlich kritisieren, okay, aber ich weiß nicht, das fand ich
Lass uns das
dumm.
doch noch mal ganz kurz aufrollen mit der Situation mit Rapp. Da kann ich den Journalisten, der sowas schreibt, nicht verstehen. Der Typ kommt aus der 2. Liga von der Schweiz zu uns. Wer zum KSC kommt als Stürmer, hat erstmal große Fußstapfen, die er belegen muss sozusagen oder reintreten muss mit Hofmann, der uns natürlich verlassen hat. Und dann hat der Simone Rapp erstmal einige Spiele nicht gespielt. Der hat irgendwie, ich weiß nicht, 2, 3 Spiele gehabt, maximal. Hat immer nur eine Halbzeit bekommen. Dann hatte er nochmal eine Verletzung mit seinem Nacken, wo wir alle dachten, der ist erstmal ein halbes Jahr weg. Dann hat er sich nochmal weitere Meinungen geholt von verschiedenen Ärzten. Ich meine, klar können wir als Fan sofort sagen, ey, das ist doch eine Nullnummer, der kann nichts und so weiter. Aber du musst auch mal ein bisschen mal den Spieler verstehen, der in ein neues Land kommt, der sich beweisen möchte, dann nochmal durch so eine scheiß Zeit geht und am Ende des Tages keine OP braucht und sich trotzdem
vor allem erstmal
durchkämpft.
eine Hiobsbotschaft hatte mit seiner
Eben, genau das meine ich.
Da.
Eben, und du kommst trotzdem als Spieler zurück. Er ist vielleicht nicht der Ronaldinho am Ball, aber das muss als Stürmer nicht sein. Wenn er richtig steht, ein Tor schießt oder Kopfball stark ist. Ich meine, im Freundschaftsspiel gegen, keine Ahnung, war das Saarbrücken? Sein erster Volley, erinnerst du dich noch dran? Der so krass gehalten wurde von außen. Ich habe das jedenfalls so gesehen.
Hab ich gerade nicht mehr im Kopf, aber
ich meine, es war gegen Saarbrücken oder Wiesbaden, eines der beiden. Aber auch er hat natürlich im Pokal 2 Tore geschossen. Und klar, dann gegen Sandhausen sein phänomenaler Kopfballtreffer, den musst du auch erstmal machen aus der Distanz. Das gibt ihm auch Selbstvertrauen. Ja. Und ich finde, generell, wir sind alle in einer Situation, in der wir einfach mal ganz kurz uns hinsetzen müssen und sagen, ey Leute, wir müssen die 40 voll machen. Wir werden nicht aufsteigen, wir werden nicht Top 5, Top 6 werden, sondern wir müssen einfach zusammen uns raffen und sagen, so, zusammen müssen wir die 40 halten. Zahme 40, unser Hashtag. Und ich finde, das ist irgendwie nicht angebracht, dass wir sofort sagen, ey, ja, der Rapp, der kann nichts, der Mikkel Kaufmann, der kann nichts. Es ist einfach viel zu einfach, diese Leute sofort anzuschwärzen. Und ich finde, wir sollten ihnen einfach mal Zeit geben. Am Ende des Tages hat Rapp ein Tor gemacht, das wichtige 2:2, womit ich sehr, sehr happy gewesen wäre. Aber
Lukas ja schon das 2:2 genommen mit Kusshand.
Absolut. Gegen Sandhausen in der aktuellen Verfassung. Ich meine, sorry, aber auch wenn ich Sandhausen nicht gern habe, weil die für mich einfach ein unnötiger Verein sind, so klein wie sie sind. Sorry, wenn ich das so einfach mal sage, aber wir haben einfach den Anspruch, besser zu sein aus der Region. Und mit Rapp, der sein
Absolut.
Tor gemacht hat zum 2:2, das hat mich mega gefreut und ich habe sofort gesagt, 2:2 nehme ich, Schiri pfeif ab. Aber ein gewisser Lukas Cueto hatte noch eine andere Idee.
Und dann kam Lukas Cueto.
Der hatte noch eine andere Idee und jetzt haben halt die Leute ein Problem, die ja an der Stadionbaustelle zu kämpfen haben, weil sie nochmal die Schrauben festziehen müssen am Dach. Das Ding ist fast weggeflogen. Mamma mia. Hast du das gesehen?
Ja, wirklich sehenswerte Einzelaktionen. Ich habe es mir, glaube ich, 10-mal angeschaut im Real Life. Geile Bude, also wirklich tolle rausgespielt. Er läuft sich das super frei in Robben-Manier, auch wenn es spiegelverkehrt war. Aber
ja,
wirklich geile Aktion von ihm. Er wird da auch wenig angegriffen oder so gut wie gar nicht angegriffen und nutzt es fulminant aus. Legt sich den Ball dann rechts rüber und zieht in der 88. Minute ab. Torjubel, phänomenal. Uns haben so viele Leute auf Instagram geschrieben, auch nochmal viele Grüße und vielen Dank für die vielen Nachrichten, die gemeint haben, krass, sie haben so einen Torjubel noch nie erlebt, so eine Ekstase in der 88. Minute. Siegtreffer, so spät, kurz vor Schluss. Ja, da muss es abgegangen sein. Also wirklich, wirklich geil und einfach nur mega geil und super wertvoll, dass wir da den Dreier mitgenommen haben. Und jetzt heißt es einfach, damit nach Regensburg fahren, da wieder genauso auftreten. Wenn wir da eine ähnliche Leistung abrufen, glaube ich, nehmen wir da auch was Zählbares mit. Was anderes erwarte ich gar nicht. Also ich sage jetzt nicht, wir fahren da hin und hauen die 3-0 weg, um Gottes Willen. Aber Wenn wir da einen Punkt mitnehmen, bin ich schon happy damit, denn so geht's Step by Step nach oben. Denn wenn wir jetzt mal kurz auf die Tabelle schauen, ja, Regensburg natürlich deutlich besser gestartet, rangieren auf Platz 6 mit 7 Punkten. Aber wir haben jetzt auch einen kleinen Sprung gemacht auf Platz 14 mit 4 Punkten. Und deswegen würde ich sagen, schauen wir einfach mal, wie es sich entwickelt. Jetzt gehen wir ganz kurz in die Werbung und dann hört ihr unser Gespräch mit Daniel. Bis gleich.
Ja, Niklas, wer uns auf Instagram folgt, der weiß, wir sind viel unterwegs. Wir posten natürlich auch ganz viele Sticker, die wir sehen vom KSC International. Das heißt, auch ihr KSC-Fans seid viel unterwegs. Da wollen wir natürlich wissen, Niklas, für dich, was ist so in deinem Kulturbeutel, wenn du unterwegs bist?
In meinem Kulturbeutel habe ich eigentlich alles Mögliche drin, was, glaube ich, jeder so mit drin hat, wenn er im Urlaub ist, Zahnbürste, Deo. Aber was ich vor allem immer dabei habe, und das liegt, glaube ich, auch daran, weil ich viel in warmen Ländern unterwegs bin, wohne ja in München, das heißt, Italien ist sehr nah, ich bin sehr gerne in Italien, auch sehr oft. Oder in den Bergen unterwegs zum Wandern, da ist man auch nah an der Sonne. Und da habe ich eigentlich immer eine Feuchtigkeitscreme dabei, und zwar die von Seins, von der Männermarke Seins, von DM. Das ist eine gute Gesichtscreme, benutze ich gerne abends immer. Muss man ja schauen, dass die Haut nicht austrocknet, wenn die so viel Sonne ausgesetzt ist. Deswegen benutze ich die immer ganz gern. Die riecht auch ganz angenehm und kann ich auch nur empfehlen.
Vielleicht auch ein Produkt, was ich mir mal holen sollte. Ich bin ja auch viel unterwegs. Ich finde in den Hotels das Duschgel zum Beispiel gefällt mir gar nicht. Die sind meistens gar nicht so, riechen nicht so angenehm. Von dem her bin auch ich natürlich mit dem Duschgel von Science dabei, mit dem Sportduschgel Magnesium Gurke. Ich versuche mich natürlich auch im Urlaub weiterhin fit zu halten und natürlich nach dem Strand, wenn du dann kurz ins Hotel gehst, dich abduschst und dann eben Abendessen gehst, willst du natürlich angenehm riechen. Und da bin ich auch der Meinung, das Duschgel von Science ist auf jeden Fall ein Top-Produkt und bin sehr zufrieden damit.
Und es dankt dir deine Freundin, wenn du angenehm riechst beim Abendessen. Das ist ja auch nicht schlecht.
Absolut. Und ich kann natürlich auch sagen, ich rieche wie ein Aufsteiger, denn der KSC, die zweite Mannschaft, ist aufgestiegen. Auch die haben eine Kooperation mit Science. Das KSC-Duschgel, das könntet ihr auch im Fanshop holen. Auch ein Produkt, was ich euch auf jeden Fall ans Herz legen kann.
Ja, sehr gute Wahl, Boris. Wenn ihr mehr darüber wissen wollt, über die Produkte von Science von DM, checkt das doch einfach mal aus. Mehr dazu findet ihr auf dm.de/science. Und ich wünsche dir, Boris, bei deinem nächsten Urlaub, ich weiß nicht, wann er wieder ansteht, hoffe bald, viel, viel Spaß. Und euch wünsche ich jetzt ganz viel Spaß beim Gespräch mit Daniel aus Shaughnessy.
So Daniel, thank you very much for coming on the show today. It's a massive honor to have you with us. Not only because you're an active player for our favorite football team, but also it's our very first English podcast episode. So thank you very much for taking your time today.
Yeah, no problem. It's nice to be here.
So let's start. First of all, man, how are you? How's life been for you? How's the injury? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Still recovering from the injury, but it's getting better now. So at the moment, I'm on the pitch doing some individual work with the physios and the physical therapy guys from Trimedic. So hopefully in a few weeks, I'll be back with the team and back playing.
Hopefully, man, because let's be honest, we do need some centre backs.
We do.
Honestly,
We definitely do.
we are down in numbers.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation with how many injuries the centre backs have had. But
Did you ever saw like a situation like that? Like so many center backs not ready to play because they're injured?
I don't think so. It's like I've been to teams that have had a lot of injuries, but in the same position, it's not so common. All the centre backs.
I mean, I'm thinking, is this position cursed? Like, what is going on? What are you guys talking about in the team? Is it cursed? Does anybody do you not want to play centre back? Or I mean, it does sound scary. We have 7 or now 8 centre backs. We can. It's crazy.
I don't know. It's a crazy situation, but hopefully it can only get better now.
Absolutely. So you said you were back on the pitch, training a little bit, getting into the rehabilitation. And when can we expect you to be back on the pitch for a full game?
Well, full game, I'm not sure, but
part of the game, and then it's a full game.
Yeah. So I should be back in team training in a couple of weeks, and then of course it'll take a couple of weeks to get back into game fitness and match sharpness, and then of course I'll be available, and then it's up to the coach to decide if he wants to play me.
Yeah, so Christian Eichner will have some problems in deciding who will play in this position in probably February time when everybody's back fit. Today it's been announced Stefan Ambrosius has joined the club from Hamburg on loan. We have, I think now, 8 center backs, so basically 8 players on your position. Do you think it's going to be difficult for him to decide, or how is it for you, because you will want to play as well?
Yeah, no, of course there'll be a lot of competition, a lot of like 8 very high quality centre backs, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of competition, but I'm sure that I'll just push everyone forwards, and then the coach will have a tough decision to decide who he thinks is the best for a specific game and who's performing the best at the moment, and then it'll just be the job for the other players to like show in training, showing in the chances they get in games to show that they're the better one.
Okay. Hopefully we can see you soon.
Yeah, we will see that, and hopefully we will see you back on the pitch soon, because we need you more definitely. So, Daniel, let's talk about your club career. You began your senior career in France, not far away from Karlsruhe actually, at the FC Metz, after moving there from HJK Helsinki U19 from the juniors. So, was it a big change for you from Finland moving to France?
Yeah, of course it was. I was 17 at the time, moving to a new culture, new language, new everything. First time moving away from home on my own, going to a new country. So it was a big step, but I think it was very good for me to like help me grow as a person. So I was happy with my decision to leave Finland at that time.
How did you like France and the people there, the mentality? Some say it's similar to people in Karlsruhe because we're living so close to them.
I'm not sure if it's too similar. I think the people in France aren't as welcoming as Germans. At least I found since I've been here, the Germans are a lot more friendly and a lot more open than the French were when I moved there. So it's been easier. It's been easier to move to Germany. Let's put it that way.
That's good to hear. That's what I want to hear.
Absolutely.
For me, it's been easier because of the language. I think people in Karlsruhe speak better English in general, and it's a reasonably international city, so it's been easier for me.
Yeah, and the French people, they have like a strong accent. That's basically true.
Yeah, and they don't like speaking English.
Yeah, that's true, definitely, because that's what the experience I did in France.
Yeah.
So we have a fan friendship with Strasbourg, Karlsruhe and Strasbourg. And Strasbourg, funny story, is the big rival of Metz. So do you still follow Metz since you left, or did you feel anything of that rivalry there?
Well, for Metz, like the biggest rival was Nancy. So we felt that there a bit more. But I followed them for the first few years after I left, because I had some friends there. But last couple of years, I've not really been following too much. I think they're in the second league now. They got relegated last season. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I wish them well. It was a really nice club to play for, and I learned a lot there.
So yeah, after your spell at Metz, London was calling. In 2014, you moved to Brentford. You spent some time there, and then you were loaned to Midtjylland in Denmark. Tell us a bit about that. And why was there a loan move to Midtjylland? Was it game time reasons, or what happened?
I moved to London, to Brentford after Metz. That was really good. It's a really good club in Brentford, which you can see now they're playing the Premier League. Played for the under-21s there at that time, and well, pretty much I didn't make my breakthrough to the first team, so that's why they sent me out on loan. And the owner of Brentford also owns Midtjylland, so it's like a partnership between them.
I didn't know that. Good to know.
So I was just, for the last 6 months of my deal, I knew I wasn't going to be re-signed by Brentford, so I just got the opportunity to go to Midtjylland, to Denmark, and experience some new things there, and really enjoyed the Danish football and like the culture of the club, especially in Midtjylland.
Yeah, nice. And one more fun fact: when you came back to Brentford, you actually played with Philip Hoffmann for a few days. Is that correct? What a funny coincidence! Our former striker.
Yeah. So the second year I was there, so for like 6 months, he was in the first team. I was playing in the under-21, so I trained with them a couple of times, but yeah, we didn't really like get to know each other too well then. But still, yeah, it's a funny coincidence that a few years later, then we were playing Karlsruhe together.
Nice. What was it like when you met him again in Karlsruhe when you moved? Did you speak together, or what was going on?
Yeah, we remembered each other, and they spoke a few times about like living in London and that Brentford was a good club, and both of us, we enjoyed our experiences there.
That's incredible. When I read that on the media, I couldn't believe it, because I knew that Philip Hoffmann was in Brentford, but I did know that there was a little overlap of a couple of days between the two.
Yeah, it's a funny coincidence.
Absolutely. After your time in Brentford, you moved one more time in England to Cheltenham. Cheltenham is obviously a much smaller place than London. Did you feel like it was your last spell in England, or you wanted to give it one more push, or how was that change?
Yeah, so after my contract finished at Brentford, I had quite a few options from Finland, Denmark, and in England. But when I was young, my dream was always to play in England. As I grew up watching the Premier League and also the German League, but mainly the Premier League. So I just wanted to give it one more go in England to see if I could have one season there and see how it goes. And as well, my girlfriend at the time, that's my wife now, she's English, so I thought that was also a good. I wanted to stay in England, see how it goes, and then it didn't work out as I wanted to. So then I decided to go back to Finland.
It's part of life.
Yeah. Absolutely, you said it just now. Back to Finland, and suddenly the ball started to roll for you. You moved to Helsinki, the homecoming, if you want to say like that, and 3 times champion in the Finnish league. You won the cup once as well. You became not only a serial winner, but also captain of the team. Would you say that was probably your most successful part in your career so far, or most enjoyable? Because obviously you've had loan spells, you were missing game time, and you thought, all right, I'll go home to my home country, play for Helsinki, and suddenly you won a role.
Yeah, it was in a football sense, it was a really good move for me. So I kind of found myself again as a footballer when I went back to Finland. First season I had a bad knee injury, so it took me a while to get back from that. But the last 2-3 years, it went really well in the football sense. We won the league twice. I became the captain. I started playing regularly for the national team. So it was, in a footballing sense, it was a really good move for me.
Yeah, and you kept winning with Helsinki, because you even played also the UEFA competitions. And then in August last year, you signed for Karlsruhe, and we were all like, wow, there's like an international feeling, because you were playing the UEFA competitions. But tell us a little bit through this. How did that come along, this signing for Karlsruhe?
So last summer I played in the European Championships for Finland, and after that there was quite a lot of interest from different clubs around Europe, and also from further away from Asia, and so it was a crazy summer last summer. And then Karlsruhe was one of the teams that was interested. They wanted to sign me last summer, but my club didn't want to sell me at the time, because there was a lot to play for still with the European games in the Conference League and winning the league and things like that. So Karlsruhe was willing to wait until January so that I can sign after my contract finishes. So I had a very good feeling about the club. It looked like a nice club with nice people. The coach, I spoke to the coach a few times, and he was very good to. Sounded very good to me, and so it was at the end it was an easy decision to join Karlsruhe.
Glad to hear.
Absolutely,
and we're absolutely happy you came to us.
More than happy, absolutely. For me, it was a bit weird, because I can't remember the last time we signed somebody from Scandinavia, because as you know, the league stops in around December time, and you joined in the winter. Usually we have people joining in the summer, so we were very surprised. But at the same time, as soon as I found out that you were signing for us, I'm not going to lie, I was following a little bit of the last couple of games of Helsinki, and even when you played for Finland. Yeah. So that was very interesting to get a little bit of a glimpse of what you can bring to the club. Let's get back to your last couple of months at Helsinki, because, like I said, you won the league. We've seen great photos of you celebrating with the team. And then you decided to leave the club after being so successful with Helsinki. What was the relationship like with the fans? Because, as you know, fans love their clubs, they love their captain especially. Did you feel it was the right time to move, or what was the relationship like with the fans? Because I can imagine winning trophies and being so successful and being the captain and then leaving at the peak time. I mean, some fans in other countries, they wouldn't like that. But tell us a bit about the story with the fans in Helsinki and the people of Finland.
I know the fans are really good in Helsinki, and I had a very good relationship between them. And I think most of them were very happy for me. And I think everyone in Finland understands the reality that it's not the biggest league, and even Helsinki is not the biggest club. So it's a club that wants to promote their own players and try to get them to go forwards, and then hopefully have a successful career, and then come back to Helsinki and still do well at the later stages of their career. So the fan base is very positive towards me, because like I'm a Helsinki. I played there in the youth teams as well. Mm-hmm. So they consider me as one of like their own, and they were very happy for me.
That's great. Yeah, I can imagine that, and it's always nice when you have cool fans and they respect your decision, and which is obviously was like this in Finland. So let's talk about chapter of Karlsruhe. In December 2021, you were winning on and off the pitch, as you mentioned. As we mentioned, you were fresh champion in Finland, and as you mentioned, you got married as well. So congratulations, belated congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you.
So you started a new chapter in Germany, and it could not have started any better, right?
Yeah, it was really good to start. We drew 2-2 against Darmstadt, and then the second game was the cup game that we beat 1860 Munich, and then it was a really good start. Yeah. But then everyone in the team got corona, which luckily I didn't, which is crazy because I was on the bus with the team for the 2 away trips, but there was a couple of us that survived it. So I'm not really sure how, but
you're a lucky guy, Daniel.
Yeah, I know.
Quickly touch wood so you don't get it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's been 2.5 years now, and I've not had it yet. So it's surprising.
Yeah, touch wood. Me neither. Niklas, you had it not long ago. Remember?
I had it. Yeah, but it's all fine. So I'm ready to podcast again.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, so we just talked a little bit about your start in Karlsruhe. You talked about Darmstadt and the Munich game. So you moved to Karlsruhe, first time in Germany. How was your move? How did you settle so far in our city?
It's been good. I really like the city because it's it's not a small city, but it kind of feels quite small, and it's nice and compact, and I've really enjoyed it. But there's still a lot of it's difficult to explain, but it's a really nice vibe to the city. It's very calm and relaxed, so I've enjoyed it so far. And the area where I live is really nice, and can't really complain about the weather now over the summer. It's been amazing.
You've moved to one of the warmest and sunniest places in Germany.
Yeah,
congratulations.
I don't think it's rained in.
But basically, it's the same story. Every player we asked who moved to us was like, "Dude, is it always this hot in Karlsruhe? Jesus."
Yeah, but I like it. I really like the heat.
So your move was very eventful. We were hearing from certain parts of the team that you had some funny hiccups with your furniture when you moved in. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's Niklas's fault, because Niklas can tell us a little story now why maybe he was the one why certain things didn't
maybe
go
I
your
was
way.
the one who cursed you. I don't know, but we ran into each other suddenly at IKEA, at the new IKEA in Karlsruhe, and we took a photo and had a quick chat, and then you went away. But maybe tell us what was happened, because we heard you had some hiccups with IKEA. Your furniture didn't come, so your settling in took some long time.
Yeah, so I was meant to move into a new house in March, so I pretty much been going from Airbnb to a hotel to another Airbnb for the first 2 to 3 months.
That's mad.
And then everything was set. We were meant to move in 1st of March, but then that got delayed by another 2 weeks. And we're okay, it's not a big problem. We'll move in 2 weeks. We'll just have to get another Airbnb. Then after the 2 weeks, we were told, well, it'll be another 2 weeks, but definitely 1st of April, you'll definitely move in. So then I went away for the national team. We had games in Spain, came back on last day of March, had another Airbnb booked for the night. We're meant to move in the next day to a new house. Send a message in the evening to the builders and to our landlord saying that, oh, what time should we meet the next day to collect the keys and move in? And then we get a message back, oh, did no one tell you that the house isn't ready yet? It'll be another few weeks until it'll be ready, but it'll be definitely ready by the middle of April. But it didn't help us because we had all our furniture from IKEA meant to be delivered the next day, so we couldn't cancel that. So the next day, I come to the new house and have to carry all the furniture from the car park to the storage. Took us a couple of hours to do.
Jesus. Did you have some teammates helping you at least?
No, I'm not sure why, but yeah, because I think it was early in the.
Nobody helped you.
It was early in the morning, so I didn't want to. It was the night before, so I was like, okay, I'll just do this now and get it over with. Yeah. But yeah, so it wasn't IKEA's fault. It was more the builders that a bit messed us up. But we're in the new house now, so it's all good. So we ended up moving in middle of June. So it was only 3.5 months late, but it's all good now.
Wow! Well, at least you feel comfortable and fine now.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's good. It took you a while, but hey, I don't know if Karlsruhe people are a bit more like the Spanish, because you talked about Spain, everything is easy, tranquilo.
Yeah.
But hey, you moved in.
But at least I know most of the Airbnbs in Karlsruhe by now. So.
Hey, that's
maybe
good.
Maybe there are some you can recommend in the future.
Yeah, probably. If you need any recommendations, just hit me up.
That's incredible. Daniel, speaking of Spain, you joined the team in winter and you all traveled to Marbella, which is just 20 to 30 minutes away from where I live. I was really happy because obviously I live here, and when I hear that my team's coming along, I'm the first one to be there and watch you guys. And I was there when you played for the first time in a friendly against Club Brugge from Belgium. And I have to say, I was amazed because you looked so calm and composed. You looked like you've played for us for the last 3 or 4 years. Where does this come from?
Well, it helped that I was in December. I was training with the team. I was talking to the coach and getting to know the guys. So it wasn't that I just done one training and then that was the first game. So I already knew the guys. So that was helpful. So that's why I just felt, and everyone took me in really well. So it just felt very comfortable straight from the start.
I think I remember one tackling. It was at the corner. Was it this game, Boris? I think so.
Yes.
There was one tackling. I don't know if it was the first half or second half, but it was in the corner, in the enemy's corner, and you did one tackling in the corner. It was like a hard tackling, but fair. And I was like, Jesus, what a nice defender we got here.
Yeah, no, it was
incredible.
Yeah, it was really good. It was nice to play, and it's always good to play against good opponents, and yeah, it was good.
Absolutely. And the next thing that we saw, that's your speciality, is your throw-ins. Like, what the hell is going on? Where did you learn that? And do you get any muscle aches from that? Because honestly, sometimes I'm not sure whether we have a corner or a throw-in when you take them. Because
in German TV, they call it a weapon.
The weapon, honestly. Like, every single commentator knows about your throw-ins and says, all right, guys, be careful because this guy can take corners from throw-ins. How do you do that? What was being like? Did you learn that? Did you like kind of practice this every time?
No, not really. I was just, when I was young, I could do it pretty easily. It's just I'm not really sure where it comes from, because it's not too much about muscle. It's about the technique. So you just gotta use your full body, and then it's But it's
there was one game, I can't remember against who, but you had like, I think 15 throw-ins that were all like long throws. And the commentator was saying, this guy is going to see the physio tomorrow for some massages.
Oh, yeah. I can't even, I can't practice them because it kills my shoulders. But in a game, like I don't mind doing them, so it's fine. But yeah, if there's a lot of them, then the next few days, I can't lift my arms up.
Probably that was true what the commentator said.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Let's talk last season. Our main target was to reach the 40 points and stay in the league, obviously, which we did, which was a tremendous effort. Tell us a little bit through this. Was it a tough task for you guys in the team, or what did you say to each other?
No, well, yeah, the main goal was to get to 40 points, but of course we wanted to like do well, and I think everyone's a bit disappointed how the season ended.
Yeah,
we feel like we should have done better towards the end and got some more wins at the end of the season. But I think one crucial point was when we lost to Hamburg in the cup, and I think a lot of players, myself included, we felt a bit like demoralized after that loss, and it affected us for the rest of the season. But now new season, and we'll try to push for a better finish than or better season than last year and get even more points and try to be higher up the table.
Absolutely. It was very important for us to get the 40 points because, as you know, the club is currently going through a major reconstruction. Not only the stadium is being built, but we're trying to implement new strategies, get the youth players in. Our budget isn't the highest. So the 40 points was an important mark to reach. We'll talk a little bit about the Hamburg game later. Just a question from us, obviously, because we just talked about it. Staying in the league is important. Now we have a coach that is very communicative. He likes to talk. He likes to give instructions. Yourself, you're not a German speaker. So what's it like for you, not knowing German? How has the communication been? Because communication is key when you want to reach certain tasks, right?
Yeah, well, like I said before, all the guys in the team speak good English. So even though everything, the meetings and everything is in German, so my German is getting a bit better, so I can understand. I still can't speak any German, but I can understand it a bit better.
Difference.
Yeah. So I can understand some or most of the things that the coach is saying, but if I don't understand something, I can just like go to him after the meeting and ask, and he'll explain it, or I can ask some of the other guys, and they'll explain what the coach meant. So it's not been an issue since I've been here. So yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about our head coach, Christian Eigner. He was in our podcast show as well, so we got to know him, and we think he's a very nice person, very clear, very smart. How would you describe Christian Eigner?
Yeah, like I agree with that. He's very demanding, so he wants everyone to give it their all every time, and I think he's very honest as well. So which is good. So he'll give the players chance, and it's up to the player to prove that they deserve the place in the team. So I've really enjoyed working with him.
That's great. And then obviously you got into the team, you started playing more, and then there was one game I want to talk about. Away in Kiel, the very north of Germany. Little story. Obviously everybody knows what we're about to talk about. I was in the airport of Madrid. I was going on a vacation over my birthday in New York. And I had a long layover, which was quite handy because I could actually watch that game on my phone. And I sat there by myself, and I see that you scored this rocket from I don't know how many yards out, top corner.
Jesus.
I got up and I screamed like an idiot. Because not only because the goal was amazing, but also because it was you. Because for us, you were an addition to the squad. You were a defender, and all of a sudden you hit that rocket. What was going on in your mind? I mean, you celebrated like crazy in front of our away fans.
Where did that come from? Because you were like walking. I was like, hey, what is he doing? Is he like to do the pass, and then you did it this?
Pure ecstasy, man. Tell us a little about your first goal for the club.
Yes, I was surprised when I got the ball that no one came to put any pressure on me. I just kept going forwards, and still there was no one in front of me, and just getting closer to the goal. And it's like, well, might as well shoot and
give it a go.
Yeah, and then it was a good
there you
contact on the
go,
ball,
top bins.
And actually, the goalie for Holstein Kiel is a player that played for Helsinki before, so maybe there was some connection that he let.
Oh, you
let
knew
go.
about it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I didn't play with him, but like he played in Helsinki before I played there, so maybe there was some like friendship there that he just.
Do you know each other?
No,
Do
we
you know
don't
each
know.
other?
But I spoke to him after the game, so yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That's funny.
Yeah, because even Christian Eigner after the game said in the media that he said, wow, he didn't even know that you're able to do this. So you're not practicing it or a lot, or you're working on your technique?
No, not too much, but I have a similar goal. Actually, I scored like 6 years ago when I played for Cheltenham. If you want to look it up on Twitter then or on YouTube, then it is there on the internet. So.
Okay, let's find it out.
It's not the first one.
Perfect. Yeah, you can do it more often.
Yeah,
if you ask me.
Yeah, I have to try, but we'll see.
Just go for it. Just go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it's on our own half, go for it. We've seen loads of goals from 50 yards out. Just do it, man. Like.
Yeah. We'll have to do it more often.
Absolutely. If we can't score them from like 5 yards out, just take it from the second or third row and just go for it.
That was tremendous.
Absolutely.
I was screaming also, but I was not in the airport.
No, you went in the airport for another game. I remember that.
Yeah, I was in the airport when Marvin Wonnicek scored in Schalke, the 2-1 goal. I don't know if you remember. This was tremendous also. Yeah, we were talking about the DFB Cup. So you said it was kind of a difficult situation for you guys after this, because it was very, very sad that we were out, because we had a successful and a tremendous time in the DFB Cup last year. So let's talk us a little bit through this. The Hamburg game. This was like let's say like the deal breaker for you last season.
Well, it was a big moment in the season. So, and maybe not just that we lost it, it's just the way in which we lost it. We were doing so well. We're 2-0 up. Everything's looking good, and we get we concede a goal, and then we get the red card, and then it was just like the way the game went on, and they scored on the 92nd minute or something, and it was just a very demoralizing defeat, and so it wasn't easy to get over that.
Yeah. The ending wasn't really easy, as I said. I'm not sure if you were aware about the history between Karlsruhe and Hamburg since 2015-16.
I've heard that there's something between the clubs, but no, I don't really know exactly what it is.
We already forgot about that.
We already forgot about it. It was a relegation playoff that we lost because of
Boris,
some,
don't
questionable refereeing decisions.
Don't bring it up, dude. Forget it.
No. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna talk a bit about that cup game, because I felt we were all over them. I think we should have won that game, and I still believe the red card was not correct. I don't think you should have given that one, and I'm a referee myself in Gibraltar. But anyway, we went into extra time. You went into penalties. I'm sorry to touch on this topic, mate, but I have to. You had the last penalty. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, well, ideally I would have liked to have scored. That was the plan. But yeah, before the penalties, Zlatan, the assistant coach, asked me if I wanted to take one, and I was happy to take a penalty. I've taken them in the past, and well, usually I've scored, so I was feeling confident. But the situation so yeah, even if I had scored and they'd scored, they would have still won it. So it was one of those situations that always in penalties, it's a coin toss, and it's a bit of luck.
That's true, yeah.
It's a bit of who's feeling the best in the moment, who has the confidence, and so it's not a nice way to lose the game.
That's true. And you guys stayed in Hamburg because you played St. Pauli away. just 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about the feelings that was going on in everybody's heads, because we were thinking that this is going to be a tough one in St. Pauli, because not only the players were down, because we could feel it, because we saw obviously the videos and everything, but us fans ourselves, we were so annoyed and sad, but not about losing, not because of you players, but because of the whole situation, because we all felt that we deserved to win that game at the cup, and then having to play against a really strong St. Pauli side, we were thinking that the players, are they ready for it? What were you doing? We saw you guys went to a zoo, right, in Hamburg?
Yeah. So, well, after the Hamburg game, I don't think anyone said anything for many hours after the game, and it was just quiet there in the changing room, and the evening at the hotel. And yeah, then the next day we went to the zoo, and we were just trying to forget the last night and start focusing on the St. Pauli game. But yeah, clearly they were better prepared after their cup game as well, because it was quite quickly they were 3-0 up in that game, and we weren't ready from the start. And yeah, we played it better in the second half. We fought back a bit, but if you concede 3 in the first half, then it's really difficult to claw that back.
Yeah, and let's talk last season again. Let's come to the finish of the last season. We missed you in some of the games before the end of the season, because you had a hefty headache that kept you out for quite a while. What was it like for you to be out for so long, and what kind of injury was it in the end?
Yeah, it was a bizarre one. So in the Ingolstadt game, I got the kick. I blocked the shot with the ball hit me at the back of my head. And then for many days I was feeling very dizzy. Every time I stood up, I couldn't really stand up without feeling dizzy. So yeah, it was just a persistent, a small concussion. So it was very persistent, and then it took me a few weeks to get over it. And but yeah, and then in the last game I was back fit, and I was happy that I could play for 10 minutes there and end the season playing rather than being injured.
Even worse, after your head injury, you went away with Finland in the summer for the Nations League. I mean, yeah, we were aware of some injuries before. You came back with a broken leg, and we were quite sad about it. I mean, we could have done without the Nations League in June, right? I mean, the season was very long, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, I'd already had my season been already 18 months, because the Finnish season goes from
very long season,
spring to over the summer. So I'd started in 2021 January, and then I didn't really have a break until this summer. So yeah, but of course it's always nice and it's an honor to represent your country. So you can't say no to that, and you're always happy to play the national team games. But yeah, it's a shame that the injury happened, and yes, I'm still recovering from that.
Yeah, but it's good that you're recovering, and we are looking so much forward to see you back on the pitch for Karlsruhe. But let's come from Karlsruhe to your national team career, because you had tremendous moments, I think, in your team, especially in the European Cup. But let's talk first 21 appearances for Finland. So there must be very proud moments for you to represent your country.
Yeah, it's. I think they are probably the best moments of any sports person or anyone to represent your own country in whatever you do. So for me, they've always been great moments, and yeah, I'm happy that I've already done it 21 times, and hopefully there's more to come.
Daniel, one question. What did you do on the 13th of November, 2021?
13th of November, 2021.
13th of November.
What did I do?
You tell me.
What did we do?
I watched.
Is it when we played against Bosnia?
Yes. That's the one.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a great game. Yeah.
I watched it on TV because I wanted to watch that game. You scored a goal, your first goal for Finland. What was that feeling?
oh, that was a great feeling because it was a must-win game for us, and we scored quite early on after like 20-25 minutes, and then we got a red card after that. So it was a crazy game, and we were just fighting for dear life. Second half, from a set piece, we scored a second goal, so it's 2-0 up. We're really happy, but Bosnia are still pressurizing. They get a 2-1 goal, so they scored. And we were under so much pressure for a few minutes there, and then I get a chance to score the 3-1 goal that pretty much ended the game. So it was a great moment, and so happy for myself and for the team.
Absolutely. A bit of a controversial goal, wouldn't you say? You know why?
No.
Nah, it was onside.
Might have been offside.
Nah, never.
But funny fact that the VAR wasn't working then. So they had to use the TV cameras to check the VAR. Usually you have extra VAR cameras there, but those cameras weren't working. So based on the TV cameras, they said they couldn't be 100% sure if it was offside or not. But I was sure that was offside after I scored.
Did you talk to Zlatan about this when you joined the team?
Yeah, it was fun. And funny enough is, I feel like I've played 21 times for Finland. I feel like every second game has been against Bosnia because I've played against them so many times in the last few years.
It's funny.
Nice. Okay, let's come to your heritage, let's say, because first of all, maybe you will tell us and our listeners how to pronounce your last name properly. Is it Shaughnessy?
Yeah. So it's there's two ways. The English way is Shaughnessy, but it's an Irish name, and the area from where it comes from, you should pronounce it Shaughnessy.
Okay. So you are half Irish from your dad's side, and some Irish fans talked about you during a game you played with Ireland, and they're saying they were like a little bit confused because somebody with the name of Shaughnessy or Shaughnessy is not playing in a green shirt, obviously. Is it like a funny moment for you also?
Yeah, it was bizarre because of course I grew up also following Ireland and feel a bit Irish as well because it's my father is from there and his family is from there. But then again, I grew up in Finland and I feel very Finnish, so for me it was natural to represent Finland. So like it wasn't that big a deal playing against Ireland.
That's great. You said you feel Finnish, you represent Finland, and you were part of the European Championships in 2021, which should have been 2022, but obviously because of the COVID problems, it was delayed by a year. And then you were part of probably one of the most scariest situations in football around the world. You were on the pitch when Christian Eriksen collapsed against Denmark in Copenhagen. At the time, it was still 0-0. You played against them. What was happening? How do you feel about it? And do you feel like it changed your mentality a little bit? Because it feels like a lot of players started to think differently about football.
Yeah, of course, it was a scary moment. At first, to be honest, I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was a foul. One of our players maybe kneed him in the back and he just fell over and he was in pain. But pretty quickly, everyone at the stadium realized how serious the situation was. And of course, he puts a new perspective in the way you look at football, that there are more important things in life than playing football.
Was it difficult to continue the game?
Yeah, like then we went to the changing room. We were there for probably an hour and a half before any decision was made. And it was just a crazy situation because, of course, everyone just hoped that like Eriksen would be fine and he'd recover. And once we were told the news that he got to the hospital and he was doing okay and that it looked like he'll have a full recovery, then, of course, it was a bit easier to, again, focus on the game. But until that moment, I think everyone around the world were just hoping that he'd be fine.
That's true. And you actually won that game in the end, 1-0. but from what we could see, the celebrations were not that big, right? Because it was still at the back of your mind.
Yeah, because if you think it was the first time Finland's ever been to in the men's side, they've been to the European Championships, so it was a very big moment for Finland, but still, I think everyone it felt a bit wrong to like celebrate too much, and of course everyone was thinking about Christian Eriksen, so it was very like respectful, and no one wanted to go over the top, and of course it's a tournament, so we had the next game in a few days, so we couldn't celebrate it too much.
Yeah, but luckily Eriksen is fine now and is playing again in the Premier League at Manchester United. Let's have a little quick look into the future. The season will break up in November during the World Cup in Qatar for almost 10 weeks. What are your plans during those time?
I'm not sure yet. I don't even know. We'll probably have like a small break and we'll do some training because it's a long time, so you can't just have a long break or a long holiday. So we'll have to see what is the program going to be like. But of course I'll follow the World Cup and just enjoy it like everyone else will.
Nice. And you are planning to stay in Karlsruhe, or will you travel a little bit, or is it a little bit difficult because you're of your personal training program?
It all depends on the training program, but I'm from Finland and my wife from England, so most likely we'll plan to visit both Finland and England and then maybe go on a holiday somewhere. But yeah, we'll have to see what the schedule is like, and of course we'll have to do a lot of training as well. So it all depends on the schedule.
I hope you get some free time. I cross my fingers.
10 weeks, come on. There's a couple of holidays in there.
Yeah.
Just break up in after the 13th of November, the last game, and then come back on the 25th of January, and 2 days of training, and then play the game again.
All right, so we have Finland, we have England, maybe the Caribbean, or where would you say is the best destination to go on a quick holiday in the winter for you as a footballer?
I really like going somewhere warm, so anywhere where there's a beach and the sun is shining.
That's good. I'm sure you will reach out.
Sounds nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Daniel, thank you very much. It was a great pleasure to get to know you and speak to you about all things Daniel Shaughnessy. But there's one more thing, or a couple of new things, because we asked our fans, or your fans, to ask you a couple of questions, a little Q&A session. So we will read them out to you, and you can then fire away and answer them. The first question comes from Don1894 from Twitter. Which Irish beers do you like the most?
I should say Guinness, but I don't really drink beer, so I can't really say anything. I don't like.
So what's your favorite drink instead?
I just drink a lot of soft drinks, so Coca-Cola. Probably Coca-Cola.
Zero sugar, of course.
Yeah, of course.
More or less the same color as a Guinness as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Rune from Facebook wants to know, did you know anything about KSC before you moved? Have you heard about the club before, or did you have to Google? So no pressure on this one.
Yeah, well, when they contacted me, I knew about the club. I'd heard about the club, but I didn't really know too much about it. So of course I did some research and just find out about the club and everything. So yeah, so after that I was quite impressed, and it's got a long history, and it's a big club. Yeah,
big club. You just mentioned it, but some clubs also have big players. And Torben from Instagram wants to know, what was it like to play against Cristiano Ronaldo?
I've not played against him.
You not played him?
No, I want to play against him, but no, I haven't so far.
But you played France, so you played Mbappé.
Yeah, I played against Mbappé and Benzema and Pogba and all. Yeah, and then
maybe you tell us about this.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Mbappé is better than Ronaldo anyway.
Faster.
You're starting a conversation now, Niklas. There's going to be people being CR7 is better than Mbappé. Switch off your
Yeah,
push
Let's be honest.
notifications.
But he's older, so come on, it's kind of unfair.
Yeah. No, it's unbelievable. That's what we as footballers want to do, is play against the best, and players like Mbappe and Benzema and Lukaku and De Bruyne in the European Championships, they are the best players in the world. So it's a dream come true. And after the games, I got Lukaku's and Benzema's, and I played against Ozil from. He played in Fenerbahce last year, so got their shirts. So I'm happy.
Nice.
Nice one.
Yeah, so
All right. More wants to know via Instagram, do you prefer playing with a back three or a back four?
They're very different systems. I'm not really sure. I'm used to playing both. Both got their advantages. So for me, it doesn't really matter. I'm happy with both, so I can't really say a preference.
I mean, if we talk about our squad, knowing that we have 8 centre backs right now, because Stefan Ambrosius signed for us, that makes more sense that we play back 3 in the future. Wouldn't you agree?
Or a back 8.
Or a back 8.
Back 8. You got it, man.
Park the bus.
Yeah, that would be ideal. I'd be happy with that.
So
We play 0-0 every game. That's fun. It's good.
hey, that's a point. Every
Keep a clean sheet and get a couple of goals from set pieces.
and Marius Gersbeck will be enjoying his DJ sessions. By the way, how do you like that music? How do you like that music? Because it must be new to you.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that.
You put your headphones on when he's playing the music in the bus?
To be fair, we have a lot of like similar kind of music in Finland as well. That's very particular. So each to their own. So I can't like, if he likes it, then he likes it. I'm not gonna complain.
Now, come on, Niklas. We have to speak to Marius. We'll send him a message to say we put some Finnish music on.
You should put on some tunes that you like.
Absolutely.
I was surprised. They in the changing room they do play a Finnish song. When I came in, I was surprised. Okay, it's Sandstorm by Darude. I don't know if you heard about that. So
Of course,
playing. Yeah,
Can you sing it? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, exactly that one. So
Yeah. It was funny because when I was in Spain to see you guys, you had that little gym next to the pitch, if you remember.
yeah.
And I know that you guys play various music, but I heard once Zlatan playing his Yugoslavian or Bosnian music as well. So that may be an international playlist. Just get some Finnish songs on, some Yugoslavian songs, Bosnian, Croatian songs. I don't know, whatever you guys listen to. Yeah, very interesting.
What kind of music do you like? What do you like? What are you listening to? Maybe before the game, different, like hip hop or what?
No, I don't really listen to music. I don't know. I just like watching things on YouTube, like football videos and different things before games. So, but I'm not really a big music person, so I'll just listen to anything that's on in the changing room.
You leave that to your wife.
Yeah.
So you must have watched that free kick video from former KC player Porcello against Rostock from 2006, where he scored from halfway line. Did you hear about that?
No, I've not heard about that. So.
Oh, you have to Google it.
Yeah,
Okay,
or I'll send.
That's
I'll
awesome.
send you.
That was 1 year before we moved up to first division.
Yeah.
Oh,
To Bundesliga.
What a goal
Nice.
that was! I'll send you a link on WhatsApp. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. We make sure you see it.
Yeah. So next question was from Pierre on Instagram. What do you think of the new stadium and the German fan culture? It's quite some noise that comes down from our ultras, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, of course, it's amazing. It's by far the best fans I've played in front of, and it's crazy the wall of fans there, and the way they support the team the whole game. If we're winning, if we're losing, it doesn't matter. They still keep supporting us. So it's been nice, and it'll be really nice when the stadium will be ready, and when it's like completely closed off. I'm sure the sound will be even louder.
Absolutely.
Nice. And one question from Benedict on Instagram. He asked us, were you confused that in Germany they give you the sausage in a bun rather than in a paper bag like in Helsinki?
Do they do that in Helsinki?
Apparently.
Oh, maybe I haven't been to, but obviously he was.
Okay.
So maybe he thought you knew about it.
No. Well, this is new to me as well, but yeah, I just.
Okay, then you learned something.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
we have Torben asking us a question about you playing against Ronaldo, and Benedict about these sausages, man. I think we need to speak to our fans, Niklas. That can't be it. That is not good.
They need to make some research, maybe.
I remember in the winter there was a very, very funny story about you when you joined the club. It was super cold. Everybody was freezing with their jackets, with their undergarments, and then you just rocking up in a t-shirt in the training, saying, "This guy's from Finland. This guy does not know any cold." And there's one question from Fabian on Instagram asking you, "Do you prefer the cold and rainy weather or the sunny weather to play football?"
To play football, probably the cold and rainy, because it's just used to that. But just normal life, I prefer the sun. But yeah, for football, is the colder the better.
It does get cold sometimes in our area. Although, like we said, you moved to the probably warmest area in Germany.
Yeah, roughly.
More or less.
You can say
But
that.
I'm sure,
I think so.
I'm sure Daniel can do it on a cold, rainy night in Stoke as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Daniel, thank you.
Very nice that
Yeah.
you've been with us.
Thank you very
Yeah, no
much for your
problem.
time.
Thanks for having me.
We had great fun with you talking about yourself, your career, and you were part of our very first English episode in this podcast. So, like I said, it's a very big honor. We hope to see you back on the pitch very soon. Defend and maybe score some more rockets because we need them goals.
Yes,
And we need
good.
center backs.
And we need
center
centre
backs.
Absolutely. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
And we wish you all the best. Get back soon on the pitch. Wish you all the best with your rehab. And thank you very much for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And maybe in the end, it's your part. Maybe you can say a little bit or have a little message for our fans out there, for our listeners. So when you want to have a few words, stage is yours. Feel free to go.
The last words are yours.
Yeah, well, just want to thank them for the support, and hopefully they'll be behind us for the full season because we need them. And hopefully see them again at the stadium very soon.
Perfect. Thank you, Daniel, very much. Wish you a good rehabilitation. Hope to see you back on the pitch very, very soon. And have a nice day. See you around.
Yes, thank you.
See you, Dan.